But the main event was beckoning us, Brian. In the Booker of the Year's ultimate wisdom, Tony Khan has decided that the best way to rehabilitate Wardlow's sagging popularity after they've completely fumbled the ball with his booking and put him in a goddamn angle with miscellaneous fake security guards is to put him in a program with Samoa Joe. And I am not trying to look a gift horse in the mouth because they're pushing Joe. They're giving Joe promo time. They're giving Joe wins on TV. Joe has had a bigger push than almost any other name that has come into this company over the past 2 years that, debuts to resounding defeats and then is largely forgotten. So they're doing the right thing with Joe. I don't think in a million years I would have dreamed that the great program to have to continue Joe's push and to rehabilitate Wardlow was to put them together. Because Wardlow had size going for him, size and power and the ability to overpower and dominate physically his opponents, kind of a Goldberg or Road Warrior type of appeal, especially in the land of Lilliput that is AEW. When you put him against a guy that's so much heavier and just almost as tall and obviously more experienced and more powerful in the way that Samoa Joe is more experienced in wrestling, therefore he is able to show his power more because he's developed things that work for him that he does. Wardlow not only can't muscle him around like he could the smaller guys, but now Wardlow, he can uncork those run up the ropes and flip type things and the movements that you wouldn't think that a guy that size can do. But that's it. This visual and this style of match that they have to have, Joe and Wardlow, I don't think is right for Wardlow's strong points. And Joe can do the best job for him he can and giving him whatever. But Wardlow is still green and doesn't really know how to take care of himself. And some of the things you can't tell somebody in a situation where Wardlow, like he was trying to sell the leg through this whole match, because the deal where he got attacked by the lead pipe at the start or in the promo. And then Joe comes out and says he's got stage fright, he can't wrestle, but here comes Wardlow out and he's limping. And the security's chasing him, but he's going to get in the ring and fight. Okay, that's a great babyface thing. We've talked about that before. But the problem is they've left him almost 15 minutes for Wardlow, green as he is, has never been put in this position. We're on national television. He's got to sell a bad leg and still keep fighting. And he was working hard, but sometimes he'd fire up and forget to limp. And then he'd lean down and he'd start punching his leg. Brian, I've blown 2 ACLs and torn cartilage numerous times in my knees. Never have I had the, urge to punch either one of them.
That was Heyman's move against you at the Bash.
Yeah, but he couldn't get the right one. But anyway, Joe stayed in control, but Wardlow's inexperienced at selling because he's a big guy and then fighting from underneath and staying alive, but not taken back over. And they gave him a lot of time to do this. And again, finally Wardlow, he's been selling the leg that was attacked with a lead pipe like an hour previously. But then Joe has got him where he's going to try to give him the fucking deal off the ropes, but Wardlow ducks underneath him and scoops him up. He stands up under him and he's got the power bomb and he fucking power bombs him and his legs are fine. He's just carried Joe from the turnbuckle to the middle of the ring and power bombed him. Now he gets up and tries a second one, and as he tries to pick him up, he doesn't even get him off the ground and his leg fucking goes out. So which is it? But then Joe clips the bad knee, gets the rear naked choke, and Wardlow goes to sleep. I guess they don't want Wardlow to fucking tap. Okay, I'll just choke him out.
Can I jump in real quick here?
Yes, please.
The booking of Wardlow has been puzzling for a long time. This is not a new thing. And earlier in the night when he got kneecapped, it's like, okay, what's this? Maybe they're going to do something where he's going into this title match at a disadvantage. The fans finally get into it, and Wardlow finally wins back his belt. We could repair him, and it won't hurt Joe. It won't hurt Joe at all. And I think the fans got into it by the end of it, expecting there was going to be a title change.
Yes, because all signs pointed to that logically.
And they were ready to explode for it. And then this was the finish. And it was puzzling. And I'm trying to think, okay, I don't know how the booker would justify this and killing Wardlow, making him look worse. Just killing him again. Then it went even further.
Here we go. So then Wardlow, who went to sleep and lost the match, Joe is up. Joe's celebrating. Wardlow gets up, comes back to consciousness, gets up, stands there, looks straight at Joe, and Joe takes the title belt and whacks Wardlow over the head with it and knocks him out. Oh, my God.
And
he didn't do it from behind. He didn't do it from behind. He didn't do it by, they were looking at each other. Here, bam. And now Wardlow's down and knocked out. And this time he's motionless for the rest of the program. And Joe gets out on the floor. And he gets the toolbox out from under the ring. And apparently they told him, well, Joe, the scissors are going to be in the toolbox. Well, he takes the tray out of the top of the tool and looks through, and he can't find the scissors because the scissors are in the tray. And then he drops the toolbox. He's looking under the ring again. And then finally he picks up the tray and he gets scissors in a toolbox. I mean, they're listening to the show. We always say, what should be under the ring? A toolbox. I just didn't know you kept scissors and thread and pinking shears and in the toolbox. But what would you use scissors for on a wrestling ring, Brian?
In case the rope is too long when you put it together and you have to cut off a few feet of the top rope.
Yeah, you try to cut one of those ropes, whether it's a cable or a rope, with a pair of scissors, and get back to me in a couple of years. Anyway, so he takes the scissors out. And he rolls in, and Wardlow is still motionless, and he cuts Wardlow's ponytail off. And the people are going, So there's so many things going on here. Yes, you were correct. One scenario is the heel attacks the babyface before the match, and kneecaps him to take him out of it. But the babyface refuses to give up his chance at the title, and he comes out and he wrestles with the bad leg, and he wins and overcomes the odds. He gets a huge pop, and gets the babyface over. It doesn't hurt the heel because then he can jump on him afterwards. Or you can have the long-awaited match between the heel and the babyface, and the heel can use the lead pipe or whatever the fuck to fuck the heel or fuck the babyface in the finish. And then the babyface can fucking maybe even fire back up and bump the heel around, but the heel won. Or you can do combinations of those, but the heel needs to win the match if he's going to get his hair cut off afterwards. Or the babyface. See, I'm so confused now. What has happened here? The heel attacked the babyface with a lead pipe. The babyface wrestled anyway, and the heel beat him clean. He just fucking choked him out. He didn't cheat. And then the heel waited for the babyface to get up and look at him, and then knocked him out again. And then the heel cut all the babyface's hair off. Again, why not piss in his mouth while he was down there?
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder. How do you even make a babyface look weaker? He got nothing. He got nothing.
Well, I'll tell you how. You just show the people exactly how weak he is, because then here came Darby Allin And he rolled in the ring and hit Joe one shot with a skateboard, and Joe took a bump to the floor and ran off with a look of fucking fear and consternation.
Thank God Darby was there to save Wardlow.
So the other way that you do it is after you have kneecapped the babyface and then beaten him clean in the match and then knocked him out face to face and then cut all his hair off, you send a guy half his size in to fucking beat up the guy that just did all that with one shot. So now Wardlow is Darby Allin's little buddy, since Sting is somewhere, wherever it may be. Yep.
Well, that was AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Apparently a new look when we see Dynamite this coming week.
I'll tell you what, I would change my name too. If I had done that last week, I'd grow a beard, I'd bleach my hair, and I'd change my name. Make sure they can't recognize me after that program. So yeah, we can't wait for a new look. Maybe they'll get a new roster and a new booker.
Well, Jim, to make the save, Darby Allin, to save his friend Wardlow from complete and utter humiliation after the total humiliation he had, he came down the entranceway, his music played. What if he had come out of a box?
He would have been over, because anybody that comes out of a box gets over, and anything that comes out of a box gets over, ladies and gentlemen. It's just common human nature. It's as plain as the nose on your face, Matthew, because everybody likes a surprise, right? Everybody likes opening something up. Everybody likes opening up a box. Well, I've had many boxes that I've just enjoyed opening over the years, and I'll tell you what now, folks, you can have your very own once a month if you want it, with Box of Awesome from Bespoke Post. Now, is it bespoke or bespoke? To what should I accentuate there, Brian?
Well, I think it depends on the country and the land you're from. The pronunciation could be different, so I think for this week, for this episode, you're safe. But going forward, we may have some clarification.
We may have clarification. Well, nevertheless, don't even worry about Bespoke Post. Worry about boxofawesome.com. Everybody knows how to say that, boxofawesome.com, because what they're doing here, these folks from Bespoke, they are taking hand-curated items from small businesses that you might never have heard of otherwise, that are in various places around the country. It could be cozy essentials. It could be travel must-haves. It could be cocktail kits. It could be collector's knives. They've got a variety.
Yeah.
Knives. Men like knives, don't they?
Oh, I love knives, yeah.
Yes. Well, you could even do a funny voice about it before we went on the air. But anyway, nevertheless, folks, whatever you want, you go to boxofawesome.com and you take a quiz, and your answers help them pick the right box of awesome for you, filled with awesomeness. And they release new boxes every month, and it's across a ton of different categories. That's why you take the quiz. Let's say you're not interested, for example, in, I don't know, phony IDs from Colombia and Peru. Then you wouldn't check that.
Then you would be safe using bespoke.com or boxofawesome.com, because that is not one of the options.
They don't sell phony IDs from Colombia and Peru?
Certainly not. Certainly they do not sell
all the phony IDs are from right here in this country.
There are no phony IDs on their website. They don't have any IDs. You cannot buy IDs. That is illegal.
You can buy people, but not their identity. You can own them, but you can't own their trademarks and their intellectual property.
What are you saying? No, you can't.
Well, anyway, you go and you take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. And if there's some people on there that you'd like to put in a box and have sent to you, then you click that or you check that or whatever the case. But the more important thing is each box is valued at around $70, but you pay a fraction of that price because it's awesome. And with each box of awesome, you're also supporting these small businesses, because 90% of everything that comes in your box and 90% of everybody that comes in your box of awesome, that is from a small up-and-coming brand of a small business, a family-owned type of store or type of thing like that, you're supporting the little people out there who are awesome. And it's free to sign up. You can skip a month. You can cancel anytime. But you're going to get, I'm telling you, you're going to get tons of boxes, and you're going to love opening them up and seeing the awesomeness that comes out. And all you got to do right now is go to boxofawesome.com and enter the code JCE at checkout, and you'll get 20% off your first monthly box. 20% off a box is not bad. Boxofawesome.com, JCE, 20% off your first box, courtesy of the code JCE. And I mean, they sent some lists of stuff. They've got a box of knives. Holy mackerel. You could be cut long, wide, deep, and repeatedly with these knives. So if you're going into hand-to-hand gang warfare, they've got all kinds of tools and
why not do it stylishly is what you're saying. Why not do it
stylishly? And this box even comes with hot sauce and barbecue rub in with the knives. So you can kill the animal and you can rub it with barbecue rub and cook it over an open fire, or you can sauce it up.
You can even start the fire using stuff that you get from boxofawesome.com.
Yes. Well, we didn't start the fire, but it's always burning since the world's been turning.
You a Billy Joel fan? You a Billy Joel fan?
Of course. How could you not be a fan of Billy Joel, the Piano Man? You can't get him in this box, but you might be able to buy his identity if you hurry. Boxofawesome.com, code JCE for 20% off your first box of whatever the box may contain. You determine that based on your preferences. It's all going to be awesome. But the flavor and style and shape and content and materialness of the awesomeness is up to your specifications based on your quiz. They want to give you things you want.
Well, we want it all, and let's get all the reviews out of the way.
I want it all. I want it now.